Today, I'm making this educational video on a topic that is considered as a social stigma, and people, even the patients, feel ashamed of talking about it in front of their doctor. I'm here to talk about this topic and make it normal and this social stigma so that patients who are in a dire need of treatment should seek treatment. Normalize this topic, educate yourself, and please, if you have this condition, seek medical treatment. Urinary incontinence is defined as the involuntary or inappropriate passing of urine. In simple words, it's the leakage of urine you can't control. It's not something uncommon and nothing to be ashamed of. It affects both men and women, but it's more common in women. Its prevalence increases with age, but it doesn't mean that it's a normal part of aging. It's very commonly present during pregnancy and childbirth, but it is temporary during this period. If it persists for more than 6 weeks after delivery, you should seek medical advice. It is a serious medical issue affecting 10 to 13 million people in US. 1 in 4 women suffers from urinary incontinence in Australia, and 200 million people worldwide suffers from urinary incontinence. Its stats may differ because urinary incontinence is mostly underdiagnosed or underreported because of the embarrassment patients feel in telling the doctor about this issue. An estimate 50 to 70% women fail to seek medical evaluation and treatment for urinary incontinence because of social stigma. There are many types of urinary incontinence, but the most common types are stress urinary incontinence, in which you leak urine when external stress is put upon you. For example, when intra-abdominal pressure is increased in activities like coughing, sneezing, exercising. Second type is urge urinary incontinence, which is also known as overactive bladder, in which you feel a sudden urge to urinate which you can't resist, and the leakage usually proceeds after it. And there is a third type which is also very common, known as mixed urinary incontinence, which is a mixture of stress incontinence and urge incontinence. It means the patients feel or have the symptoms of both stress and urge incontinence. Stress incontinence is found in 50% cases of urinary incontinence, while the urge incontinence is found in 11% of the patients of urinary incontinence. And you should know that urinary incontinence is not a disease itself, but a symptom or a cause. The cause of urinary incontinence depends upon the type and the group of patients who are having this condition. For example, in older women, the most common cause is hormonal changes. In pregnant women, it can be due to all the extra pressure being put on the urinary tract. And the causes of urge incontinence can be pathology in bladder, detrusor, overactivity, neurological causes, or urinary tract infections. There are various options available for the treatment of urinary incontinence. Treatment can be medical, physical therapy, or surgical. Surgery should always be the last option for any treatment. For urge incontinence, a combination of medication and physical therapy is used, while for stress incontinence, the first line of treatment is physical therapy or pelvic floor muscle training. What comes under the physical therapy treatment for urinary incontinence? For the treatment of overactive bladder, we use bladder training, bladder diary, timed voiding, and electrical stimulations. In electrical stimulation, there is neuromuscular electrical stimulation, pelvic floor muscle biofeedback, 10th, electromyography EMG biofeedback, real-time ultrasound. In stress incontinence, the training of pelvic floor muscles is very important. For this, we choose Kegel exercises, functional exercises, pelvic floor educator, pelvic floor muscle training. Different insertable devices such as cones are used for endurance training and resistance training. We focus on training the pelvic floor muscles. Once the muscles are stronger, they are more likely to hold the urine inside and stop it from leaking, even if the intra-abdominal pressure increases. And in the end, lifestyle changes are a very important part of any treatment plan, and same is the case with urinary incontinence. We use lifestyle changes. It helps with both types of urinary incontinence, urge and stress, and it should be a part of any medical treatment or physical therapy treatment. A few examples of lifestyle changes for this are exercise, weight loss, cessation of smoking, fluid management, and timed voiding is very important. Thank you for watching this video. If you like it, share and subscribe to our channel.